Hi, my name is Natalia and I'm coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. Today I will be sharing with you my two finished objects and a couple of my work in progress. I'm not wearing any knitted objects today. The weather is not that cold and I need to go to university soon, so um, I probably will wear a jacket and then it will be too warm to have even sweaters under that. But that is great weather for socks, and I'm wearing woolen socks all day long now. So yes, I will start with my finished object and will start with the biggest of it. So now all design is released. I'm talking about West Shawlography MKAL, and the last time I was showing you that I was working on the border, but I didn't finish yet, so I don't know. If there is still someone who don't want to see, you can look away and come back in a minute or two, but I finished it. So I finished this, I wove all in the end and I block it, and my shawl look like that. And iron is great. I think it's amazing. So last time I was showing you I was working on a border, and I had done around like this part, like one of these edges, so I make one part and I basically made that through and finish it. I have enough of yarn of all colors. I didn't have enough color, I put them back to my leftover scraps, but I had still all colors left, even that I was changing colors not as the pattern was calling for but as I wanted. It still was okay, and I had the yarn to finish my border. So now we can see this part, it opened up better after blocking and it looked really nice. You can see all colors. Before it wasn't block. This my part was look like more dark, but now you can see different colors in this. Like blocking helped to all part, I think, at least in my project. Yeah, and this part with this slip stitches also look really nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I pick brioche part for this section and really like how it look. This crosses also look really nice. Even it was paint to work, and I make the border in the way that I saw on one Instagram. I'm linking this Instagram account where I found notes how to make this in my Instagram account, and I'm always linking all my Instagram, Ravelry, all projects, designer names and pattern names down below in the description for video. So yeah, basically what I was doing, I was knitted right and wrong side in one color and then was changing to another, and then was doing this for the couple of rows, and then was alternative one of the colors and then another colors. So I still used all 5 colors, but I didn't use them like in full stripes like the pattern called for, like I believe it was like 14 rows in one color, but I used like 14 rows but mixing with another colors, if it makes sense, I hope. If now, you can ask me down below, I will try to make this, try to explain this better. But yeah, really like how it look. I will try to insert a couple of pictures while I'm talking about this. I made a couple of pictures while I was in the park with my son yesterday, and light was still nice, so I catch the chance and made a picture of the shawl. If I will make second version of this, probably no. Um, I don't know if it's my favorite look, but it was so interesting to work. Um, I don't know what is more interesting, the part that so many people are working at the same time in one project, or it's new techniques, or I don't know what, but it's all time. It's so excited to look on another people, projects, and other colors, and other like versions, some changes which people do, and make it the same time shawl. So I'm really glad that I knitted this shawl, and I will wait for next year to participate in next knit-along. And yeah, that's my finished object shawlography, my Stephen West. Next, my finished object is not that big. I'm not that excited, but I finished a pair of socks. Last time when I was showing you, I will pick up sock blockers to put them on. I was showing you that I had one sock done. I took them to work with me, like when I'm taking my son to school, or when I'm going to university by bus and have time to work on this. So one was ready last time, and I basically also last time cast on second one. I knit them toe up with shallow rope heel, and I finished second one. Last week we was on a celebration of my husband father birthday, so I took them with me, and while we was just chatting and talking, I had the time to just work on this because it's just simple stockinette stitch, and I'm not missing any conversation and still can participate and talk while I'm knitting on this. So I tried to match them as good as I can, and they like almost match. They like maybe a row difference, but I cannot see this row difference. They look really nice. I like them. I didn't block them yet, but that will probably be a socks for me for the Christmas. And I was working them on this Adi 3 needles. I really like this method to work. There is basically like 3 needles, and they have a really short cable. So it's not like DPNs, they are more flexible as DPNs. And I'm using the same number as I normally will use for sock knitting. I'm using 2mm needles. I don't know what is number in US. I use this when I use magic loop, when I do this on 9-inch circulars. Yes, so I like this type of this method for knitting socks. So I was working on this, and I weighed how much yarn I would have used for this was West Yorkshire Spinner Signature 4-ply, and the color is called Hollyberry. And I weighed this, and I have exactly 50 gram back. So my son also on Christmas socks, but when I was knitting this, I showed this to him, and he thought that he don't like exactly this green color. So I don't gonna cut just green color and will move 100 the ends in the end. So I show this sock yarn to my daughter, she liked this. But now I think, how should I knit the socks that we will don't, I don't know, that we will know whose pair is this. So I'm considering to put or like contrasting toe or heel or cuff. Yeah, but I basically don't have any of the similar colors. I had some red, but I checked, it's completely different red. I don't have any green yarn. I had, but it's like variegated green, so it's not will match. So I'm still debating what to do. Technically I can do another heel, like do heel flap, and then it will be okay, because we will see. So I'm still debating, don't know what to do, and thinking maybe I should just go with this pair to shop and pick up one of the colors. I don't decide it yet, but that is technically my second finished object. Yes, I think I told all about them. Oh no, one thing. So technically I finished them when we was there on the party and I wasn't at home and I didn't take tools with me because I basically like started this leg part and I didn't expect that I will go through all this at the same in one evening. So there was a time when I was needed to bind off, and the first sock I bind off with tubular sewn bind off. I really like this for the socks when I do this toe up because they are really stretchy in this way, but they still hold together. I feel like with some of stretchy bind off they look really strange before you wear this, but this bind off is stretchy and at the same time it's look nice and I don't know, feel nice on the leg. So I wanted to do the same, but I didn't have a needle with me, and I asked my husband father ever needle, but he had no clue. He's not really sewing, so I basically made the, I don't know, instrument of the torture. So this is that's what I use for needle. It's just a piece of I don't know, metal. There is like metal string inside and there is plastic on top. They use this for in some shop to close like some bags or something like that. Yeah, it can like hold in shape, so I can make the hole when the yarn will go. But then when I wrap this, it don't really hold nicely here together. So I had this part, yeah, that always will stick in the yarn. So it was like doing hundreds of movements instead of two, just to pull this through. But I bind off all my 56 stitches by tubular by note, using this piece of, I don't know what, plastic. So I decided from now on, no matter if I think I will finish this socks or no, I will pack a needle with me. That was a struggle, and I keep this in a bag just to show you that. And yeah, probably will go and buy a couple of needles to know that I have this in a couple of bags, but probably now I have at least 3 needles, so I will just put them in a bag where I need in socks. And normally I don't have more than one pair of socks on the needles. I'm planning to do some more socks now for Christmas, so probably was cast on more socks. So that was all my work in progress, no, finished objects, and now we will go to work in progress. I don't have a lot. I'm still working on a big secret test knit, what I cannot show. All what I can tell that it's a sweater, and I finally finished the body and started the sleeves, but unfortunately I cannot show you this. And yeah, it's taken a lot of my knitting time, and now I'm at university in the time when we are starting to preparing to our exams, so I don't really have a lot of knitting time, but I will show you what I can. So last time I showed you that I started this mittens. It should be a mitten, so I make quite like long hand. I want to make like 4 more rows and then start increasing for the finger, yeah, and then we'll go further. So it just, I don't know, ribbon 3 by 2, so it's nothing that excited. I'm using Sportway yarn by Garnell Silk, and I'm using 2.5mm needles. And yeah, that was all my progress. I believe last time I was somewhere here, so it's not that much, but I was working this mostly on the bus. So that's my first work in progress. Not that excited, but at least that's what I can show you. And my second work in progress, I recently picked up the blanket. I was showing you beginning of this blanket before. So my son this year get a crocheted granny stripe blanket. I will try to put picture here. It's like what's in bluish, grayish colors, and it was just like single stripe. It's not single stripe. Granny crochet blanket, and I decided that I want to make a blanket for my daughter also. So after, I believe while I was still working on a blanket for my son, we went with her through my stash and she picked up like colors what she want. Mostly we was going through like single skins when I have like 50-gram skin yarn or less, and then she picked up the colors. So I started working on this, and I don't remember where exactly I was last time, but that's the progress what I'm adding now. So I'm working now on this gray color. Before it was this orange. This is like variegated yellow. This like before it's variegated beige color. So for me it's kind of like 60s colors, or at least as it's coming together. And I'm not using granny stripe, but it's like I'm not crocheter, not good crocheter. I know how to do stuff, but not a lot, so it's hard to me to tell, but I will link the pattern what I'm using for this. So basically it's kind of like granny stripes, but they do this zigzaggy things, and this blanket should be bigger because my daughter had like queen size bed, so it's wider blanket as that what I was doing for my son. So if I hold this, it's like I hold this twice now, and it's like meter, so it's around 2 meters long. And right now I'm working on this gray color yarn. I'm adding this, and basically I have here a basket what I needed before, and it just full with like yarn, and I'm just picking up colors. Sometimes my daughter is picking up color, but she's saying like match there. Yeah, so basically it's like pinkish, black, gray, white, a couple of yellow and brown colors, and yeah, I think it will be nice. I just don't know how much time I will have to make it, and probably will cannot finish this until Christmas. So that will not be a Christmas present. Yeah, basically that was all what I wanted to share with you today. As I tell, I have one big secret this knit what I cannot share, and it's take a lot of my knitting time. But that was all for me for today, and I hope you're all well, and I see you next week. Hi.